Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Red Devil Experience. Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. Manchester United have found a way. Well, they haven't found a way. I know how they did it, but they've won the match at the end through Amad Diallo. If it wasn't for Amad Diallo, Manchester United would be in 15th place and would be fighting a relegation battle. Manchester United probably deserve to be in 15th place and well in a relegation battle, but we have a player named Amad Diallo who loves this club more than he loves his own life and keeps saving our ass. Amad is him, says Aventino. Richard says great from Amad. Yes, Manchester United did not deserve 3 points today. We played like complete ass. We played like complete trash. We did not deserve to win. We didn't do anything to, say that we should get the win. The only thing that we did was have a player named Amad Diallo on our team that refuses to give up and is in the embodiment of the spirit of what Manchester United player is supposed to be by making shit happen week in and week out. I also have to give credit to Joshua Zirkzee. I think Joshua Zirkzee came on for Rasmus Højlund. I think he changed the game in a different way. I think he was being a much better creative outlet. He was able to hold the ball up a lot more, and he was doing things that Rasmus Højlund was not doing during the match. And I think Zirkzee is definitely a big contributor as well as to Manchester United's resurgence into winning the match against Southampton. But by no means did Manchester United play a match of football in which they deserve to win that match. They didn't deserve 3 points in any way. It was a terrible, horrible display from a team effort. And we don't deserve the 3 points. We're lucky that we have Amad Diallo. And listen, we're gonna do live player ratings. I'm not gonna let that Amad hat trick. Congratulations to him. He fully deserves it. I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. But I'm not gonna let that Amad Diallo hat trick take away and distract from the fact that the Manchester United team as a whole was absolute dog shit today. And that if it wasn't for one player or 1 to 2 players, we would be sitting here having a very different discussion, a very different Red Devil recap. So I'm not going to let that escape, but we are going to give credit to Amad Diallo. Before we do that, please smash the like button if you enjoy this content. It helps the channel get seen. It helps the channel grow. It helps the channel get pushed out there. So if you want to help us, then smash the like button. If you don't do it for me and you don't do it for the channel, do it for Amad Diallo. Do it for the fact that he scored a hat-trick, or do it for Manchester United that somehow we got 3 points. Thank you very much for that. If you're new and you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, and if you do subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. We always go live. We just did a live watch along. We're live after every match, and we're live during the week during transfer news shows. So if you enjoy the content, we welcome you to the community. We welcome you as new members, very much so. We're gonna do live player ratings in a couple minutes. I want to get to the chat. The chat and the community is very important for this channel. It's not about what I have to say. It's about what the chat has to say. It's about what the community has to say. And I want to know how the community is feeling after today's result. So we're going to get in there. Aventino started off by saying Amad is him. Richard Hawkins said great from Amad. Axelord has said credit due for Amad, but the playing style was horrible. Aventino says there is a reason he is my favorite player. Lyle has said, geez, Amad has saved us. The Stretford end just has this magic to suck in goals. Aventino said Zirkzee changed the game. The game ticks with him. Axe Lord saying Southampton has shot itself in the foot with the substitutions. Very good analysis and interesting. You probably won't hear that somewhere else. Lion says comeback king strikes again. Richard says we returned to type tonight with the majority playing as individuals instead of a team. And yes, Zirkzee was more creative than Rasmus. And that is one of the points I think Richard has absolutely spot on, hit nail on the head, that we as a team tonight reverted back to type. With the majority of the team playing as individuals instead of as a team. There was a lot of selfishness. There was a lot of poor decisions. We reverted back to what we were prior to 2 matches ago. Prior to the Arsenal match and prior to the Liverpool match, we reverted back to what Manchester United we were prior to those 2 matches. And I am hugely disappointed by that. Hugely disappointed, because I think today was a big challenge. Many people, said that the big challenge was because of Liverpool and Arsenal, because they are big games and they are big teams. And, we showed character and we stepped up and, we showed fight and we got results that nobody expected. And fair enough. But to me, tonight was a huge challenge, and the players and the team as a whole failed that challenge. We were home against a team that is at the bottom of the league with 6 points, and if it wasn't for 1 to 2 players, we would have lost that match at Old Trafford. We would have gave them 3 points. We would have gave them their 2nd win of the season. I think it's an absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. They failed. They failed the mission. They failed what they were supposed to do tonight. They were supposed to go out and prove us, me, and others wrong. They were supposed to show that we have turned the corner, that these 2 matches weren't just because we played a Liverpool or because we played an Arsenal in an FA Cup knockout match, but that we have actually changed a leaf, that we are actually becoming something different. And they have come to us and proven to us yet again that they have reverted back to type. And it is just unbelievable that they can do things like this. It is 100% unbelievable that they can do this like this. I mean, it was we enjoyed this content. I've missed part of the chat. Lyle has said Zirkzee off the bench is pure class. He changed the game for us, and thankfully the subs tonight saved us. I think the subs had a very good impact tonight. Once again, Amorim doing his thing, trying to change the game, trying to make an influence. He's not afraid of doing this. We've seen him do this before. He's done this since his very first game. He's not afraid of making these changes. He's not afraid of subbing off players to try and get his way. Aventino has sent a super chat of $5. Thank you, Aventino. I greatly appreciate that. I mean, it was a crazy 12 minutes. You guys are right. And power slap the like button. Yes, thank you very much. But shout out to Aventino for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. You don't have to do that. That means a lot. And yes, Axe Lord, people can now donate if they so much like. It's about them. But listen. Richard says Amorim is a great coach. I think he has the grounds to become a very, very, very good manager. I think, is he perfect? No, he's not. We had a viewer during the watch along that said that, he gave Amorim a little bit of blame today for the front 3 that he played. And you know what? Maybe he was right. I thought at the time I couldn't really I couldn't really wrap my head around it, because I just saw a team that didn't want to be there. I couldn't look at individualism. I couldn't pick out a player here or there and say this player isn't doing this and that player is not doing this. Looking back at it after the substitutes, I think maybe he was correct in the fact that the front three that he picked today was not a good front three. They couldn't retain possession of the ball. They couldn't do much with the ball. We could have probably picked a better front three. He changed the front three, and our fortunes changed during the match. It's okay, Axe. You don't need to donate. It doesn't matter if you're broke. Don't worry about it. You're here. You do enough with supporting and getting involved in the chat and liking the channel and all that stuff. And liking the videos and stuff like that. You do plenty of enough. Not everybody needs to send a super chat. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. But I am highly animated tonight, and I'm highly upset because, again, for me, the bigger test was that these players come out here and perform in the manner with the same intensity, the same character, the same fight, the same spirit that they showed against Liverpool away from home and Arsenal away from home. And they came out and they did the opposite. And it is a problem. It is a big problem. And I think Amorim has learned something very, very important tonight, that these players, you cannot trust them. You cannot trust them. You cannot trust the majority of them. You cannot trust them. There are some players there that you can trust 110%. But there's as many managers of Manchester United prior to Ruben Amorim have learned the hard way. You cannot trust these players. They will let you down when you least expect it. And there may be a player or two or three out of the majority that are there in your corner, fighting for you, fighting for themselves, fighting for the badge, fighting for Manchester United, fighting for the fans. But they are not the majority. They are always the minority, and it's and you can't live off that, because it's not enough to drag you through a season and make you successful and make you a winning team. Amad Diallo cannot do what he just did tonight. Him and Joshua Zirkzee cannot do every single game what they just did tonight and make Manchester United, you know, not a laughing stock. Because the performance we put in today was absolute jokes. It was an absolute clown show. Absolute disgraceful. And if it wasn't for those two players, and more specifically Amad, for literally just, I don't know, he just like took the whole club, put it on his fucking back and said, I got us, don't worry about it. The man wanted to carry the bloody Titanic on his back tonight. And if it wasn't for that, then I don't know. I can't tell you, you know, what it is. Axe says, Axe says that the manager of the match was Pinocchio. Well, I don't know. I listen, I think Ruben Amorim made some changes, made the substitutes. I think the substitutes were good. I think the substitutes had an impact, and I think the substitutes and the changes helped us out in the end. So it allowed Amad to get more forward. And I think it gave us a little bit more more energy, more just, you know. Axe also saying incompetent midfield, disconnected front three, anxious defending, sack him now. Now, listen, you can ask for him to be sacked. I'm not going to be asked for him to sack. I don't think that those are his problems. I think that that is the players, once and again. You know, I don't think it has anything to do with Ruben Amorim. Again, until I see some different players out there on the pitch, and the players accept some responsibility. Because again, I think we played all right against Liverpool, and I think we played good against, or we played all right against Arsenal, especially down a man. These players should be able to play a match against Southampton. They don't. They clearly have some type of a mentality issue. They clearly have something wrong with them when it comes to these matches. There is a mentality issue at Manchester United. It must be sorted out. It must be sorted out. Southampton substituted midfielders and they went down the sink just in 12 minutes. Lion says, I've tried to add my bank details, but YouTube says it can't recognize my postcode format. I've tried it multiple different ways. I'm such a donkey. Well, listen, I don't know what it is, but hopefully maybe you'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Richard says, it's unfair to ask those two kids to carry the burden. You know, why should they? Why should any kid be carrying the burden at Manchester United? Why should they be doing it? Why? We have senior pros at this club that give us less than these players. Why should they be carrying Manchester United week in, week out? It is unfair to them. Aventino says, I think we can elevate Onana. He kept us in the game. Yes, thank you, Aventino. You make a good point. I think Onana deserves some credit. He should be elevated. He made some very important saves. He made double saves. You know, quick reaction. No time to think about saves. Kept us in the game. You know, he made some very important saves. They could have had more than one goal. We conceded off of a corner, an own goal. It hit Ugarte in the back. You know, it was bad, the fact that we didn't, you know, we should be getting to that ball first. Dibbling got to the ball first, which led to the ball being hit off Ugarte. But, you know, they had some other chances, some very good chances. Onana made some very good saves and kept us in the match. If Onana doesn't do what he does, then Amad Diallo doesn't get the chance to do what he does. You know, and also Joshua Zirkzee as well. Axe says, I really thought that Amorim motivated them in the last two games, but no, they were just motivated because of how tough the games were. Well, Axe, but you know what? That means that the bigger problem is that it ain't Amorim. I don't know who you're gonna get. You know, if that is the case, which I do think it partially is part of the problem, there's no one in the world that you're gonna get to motivate these assholes. You know, there's no person, like, I can't blame Ruben Amorim because there's nobody that's gonna get them to motivate them. If this is the things they're doing, if they're motivating themselves because it's a match against Liverpool and it's a match against Arsenal, and then they go and play Southampton and they're at home and they can't be motivated for that, and you know, what you're just a special type of asshole, in my opinion. You know, you should be motivated by yourself. I shouldn't rely on the manager to motivate me. I don't need extra motivation from somebody else other than me as a professional footballer that plays for Manchester United, that gets to represent Manchester United. Why does the manager have to fucking motivate me to go play Southampton? I should be motivated. I should be motivated by not, you know, not embarrassing myself, not embarrassing the club, not embarrassing the fans. You know, I don't know. That should be like the minimum, I think. You know, but to your other point, Eriksen with the pass, that pass by Eriksen was absolutely just beautiful. You could eat that pass. You could sit down at a table, tuck the bib in, get the fork and knife, and sit there and eat that pass. That's how delicious that pass was. That pass was absolutely fantastic. It was good touch, and this is what I'm saying. You know, the substitutes from Ruben Amorim, they had an impact. He put on Eriksen. Eriksen got an assist. Eriksen made that pass for one of the goals. So I'm giving credit to Ruben Amorim for the substitutions and getting the you know, just making an impact with the substitutions that he made. Because he obviously clearly, Ruben Amorim clearly obviously wasn't happy with the way the match was going. He wasn't happy with the performances from the players on the pitch. And he was clearly trying to find a change and impact of something. And he was clearly doing it through the substitutions he was making. So, Axe says they should be motivated by the manager every day. He should instill the winning mentality. Amorim isn't making the minimum. I mean, I mean, maybe partially, but they should also have that motivation. Listen, you're getting paid $100,000 a week, $150,000 a week. Why does the manager have to constantly motivate you? And I'm sure he's out there doing a fucking job trying to motivate them. But I'm sorry. I truly believe that no matter who you go get, even if we were to go get Sir Alex Ferguson, that these lot aren't going to be fucking motivated week in and week out if they're doing things like they're motivated for Liverpool and Arsenal, and then they're not motivated for Southampton. I'm sure Ruben Amorim spent time giving him, you know, a fucking a motivational speech the day before the match, the day of the match, and they still went out there not motivated. So, you know, we need new players with a better mentality, and not a bunch of prima donnas. But Death Touch Pass, Death Roach, Death Touch, I think you meant. Lyle says that might have also been a penalty though. Looked like Amad was pulled back slightly. Richard says, I am motivated by this channel. So motivated that when we are live, I will go to the fridge and get my own beer. No, well, Rashford could get you a drink. I am giving a carrot to Amorim. Okay. Axe, you sound like a hater, my guy. Says Laya. You want Amorim to spoon feed these professional babies? No. Yeah, I'm telling you, you hire Sir Alex Ferguson now with the current squad, we will qualify for the European League at least. Amorim is a relegation coach. No, he's not. I 100% disagree with you. I 100% disagree with that. If Sir Alex Ferguson joined this group right now, we would qualify for European League. No, we wouldn't, because we would not get top 6 and we would not get top 4. No, we wouldn't. Not with this lot. No. 110%. Not at this current stage, not at what we got. So, yeah. I mean, when Sir Alex Ferguson took over literally the exact position that we were in, we ended up finishing like 12th or 10th. From like almost the same exact situation Manchester United was in when he took over. Sir Alex Ferguson didn't do anything his first season. So, yeah. In this modern era of football, Sir Alex Ferguson will get cooked. Richard says he is not a relegation coach and Sir Alex Ferguson's time has come and gone. 12th. Yes, thank you, Richard, for letting us know. We ended up finishing 12th when we were in like basically almost the same exact thing. But I'm gonna do live player ratings. We'll do live player ratings. Let's get that under control because I think today is a nice day for live player ratings. So let me get the live player ratings. Let me pull them up. And we will do them together. Andre Onana, live player ratings. What are we saying? What are we thinking? I give probably Onana probably a 7. Probably a 7. Richard gives him a 6.5. Me and Richard are always usually close. We're always at least a 0.5 away from each other. Aventino gives him an 8, and Lyle gives him a 7. I give him a 7. I think the saves were important. I think he made more than at least 2 or 3 that I think were very important, that stopped the ball from going into the back of the net. which stopped Southampton gaining a bigger lead than they already ended up getting, which I thought was a little bit fortunate from the corner, but it is what it is. So yeah, I give him a 7. I think he made some important saves for us. Oh boy, this is going to be very interesting. Lenny Yoro, what are you guys giving Lenny Yoro for today? I mean, Lenny Yoro, as much as I like Lenny Yoro, and he is a youngster, he's only 18, right? First season. Richard gives him a 4. Aventino gives him a 5. Anybody else want to join in before I give you my score? Because Lyle gives him a 4.5, says Sulemana destroyed him tonight. Yeah, I would probably give Lenny probably a 4. 4.5. I mean, he was absolutely ripped apart today from the very beginning through the time that he was on the pitch, pretty much until he was taken off. Lions gives Lenny a 3.5 for today. Yeah, Sulemana did him dirty multiple times. I mean, you know, it was definitely a bad match for Lenny. It was a bad matchup. He got exposed. He got, you know, he looked very bad. And then, you know, Richard saying that, I hate saying that because I do like the kid. I like the kid, but we got to be fair. We got to be fair. Today, he got ripped apart. He got exposed. He got done. It wasn't a good look for him today. But that, you know what? At the end of the day, not that that is acceptable, but in the grand scheme of things, it's okay because this is football, and that's probably going to happen somewhere along the line. I don't think, you know, even Van Dijk, they tried to make him perfect and say that he wasn't dribbled past for 74 matches, which was total fucking nonsense, because he was. But, you know, like, it was a learning experience for Lenny. And we go again the next match, and I expect Lenny to not have the same type of match that he just had. So, yeah, it was a bad match for Lenny. I expect him to do better in the next match. It was very bad. Very, very bad. It was a hard watch. I feel bad for him. I feel sorry because I like him. I think he's a good player. But today was just a very difficult day for him, and he was exposed, and there was literally nothing he could do. Although, I would point out that I don't think that anybody else on our team in that position probably would have had a better match. Because I think if you stick Maguire out there, if you stick De Ligt out there, or if you stick Martinez out there, or Maz, I still think Sulemana gives him problems with that pace. His pace and his IQ was very, very good. And I don't see how anybody else was going to stop him because Lenny is probably our fastest center back. And struggled with the pace. So, you know, Aventino saying they would have all been toasted. So, I think we should give some credit to Sulemana. He had a good game. And he made Lenny look like a very below average defender. And I think Sulemana deserves, I think Sulemana deserves credit for his performance. And Grace says Diallo gets a 10. Well, I guess we could give Diallo whatever. He didn't play, so he didn't do good or bad. Diallo gets a 6 for just being average. Lion says, sorry, Eric, I've given up on trying to... Don't worry about it, Lions. Don't worry about it. Lyle says he was thrown into the fire, to be honest. Relegation-threatened teams always turn up. And yes, we were super bad, but Southampton came to play. They absolutely did. They gave us a go. Axe says Euro 2, but that other guy was good. Yeah. I think we got to be even-handed. Like, Euro wasn't great, but Sulemana, he played a very good game. And I don't see how anybody else probably would have... I think anybody else that would have started that match over there and had to play Sulemana that amount of period of time probably would have struggled and probably would have had a bad time. And I don't know if they would have done any better. to stop him and defend him. So Lyle says Diallo gets 10 suspensions. Richard says Diallo is going to Real Madrid as a ball boy. And Aventino says, I actually like Sulemana to be a player for us to buy list. Well, Sulemana was, I mean, he was very good, and I like Dibbling. I don't know, you know, I think they're probably, I mean, they probably played better than Rashford, in most parts. I think they both had a better game than Alejandro Garnacho tonight. But what they didn't do was beat Amad, because Amad had a hat trick, and he is literally the king of Manchester United right now. So, maybe we can jump on a Discord call at some point and do some training. Yes. Maz isn't a left wing back. What a shock. Another right back who isn't a left wing back. Shock. Respect Diallo. Well, we definitely need a left wing back. For sure. Yes, we definitely need a left wing back that actually plays left wing back, that is left footed and plays left wing back. Better than Rashford, Garnacho, and Anthony. Yes, and Mateus Fernandez is also pretty solid. How often has Maz played in the opposite half? The opposite half of, like, on the left, you mean? I'm not too sure, but delete. Delete. What are we giving delete? Delete, I think we give him a 6. And Martinez, I would probably give. Yeah, Lai gives him a 6. Lisandro, I probably give him Richard, are you giving Delit a 6? I mean, Delit a 5. Lyle says 6 as well for Lisandro. Yeah, I was probably thinking I would have him a 7.5. Actually, he was a warmonger out there. No, I mean, Maz hasn't crossed the middle of the field or beyond in this match. Shit. Well, I don't know. I think he attempted to. I don't recall. You would give Delit a 7.5, Aventino. He was a warmonger out there. I don't think he did anything that stood per se exceptionally out. I don't think he was bad. I think it was pretty average performance. Although we did let up, you know, a good amount of chances from Southampton as well. So, you know, I think they could have been better. I've seen them better. I seen them do better in terms of, like, you know, defending against Liverpool and Arsenal and stuff like that. Dylan embodied a Man United warrior vibe, especially towards the end. He dug deep. Well, fair enough. If that's what you feel, or, you know, or what you saw, and you want to give him that score, fair enough. I think overall average scores. Amad Diallo, what are we gonna give him? I mean, an 8, a 9, hat trick. He scored a bloody hat trick. I think we got to give him like a. I don't even know. What do we give him? A 9? He scored a hat trick. I think you got to get a pretty high score. For scoring a hat trick. No, maybe an 8.5, a 9. I don't know. I don't think we've ever really given a 9 or a 10. I'll give him a 9 for scoring a hat trick. Aventino gives him a 10. We could give him a 10 too. Really, I mean, we literally won the game because of him. He got us 3 points. Aventino says he's a teacher. He backs the grade. Well, you're better at grading than I am, then. That's for sure. If you're a teacher, I can't grade for shit. Malio says 9. Aventino says 10. Lion says Alma gets an 8.5. And Richard gives him a 10. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, we could give him a 10. I mean, he literally won us the game. He literally got us 3 points. He literally got us out of 15th place. By the way, how many spots did we jump up now because we got the 3 points? Because there was we fared to jump up a couple places. I do remember seeing from the previous day. So now we are in 12th place. We have 26 points. We are level with West Ham on points, but we have I believe a higher goal difference, I want to say. So we went from 15th to 12th. We are behind Brentford 2 points, and we are 4 points behind Fulham. Brentford is in 11th and Fulham is in 10th. And we are, maybe like 8 points off of Bournemouth. Brighton ended up winning, so they got 3 points, so they got a little bit of a jump from us, or they kept it the same. So yeah, hat trick plus 3 points equals 10. Yeah, fair enough. We'll give it. I mean, he's obviously gonna get man of the match. So Elias says we are 12th. We are 12th now in 12 minutes. Yes, in 12 minutes, hat trick in 12 minutes to take us to 12th. We jumped Spurs, Palace, and West Ham, and that's why I really wanted to win this match. And in no thanks to basically 85% of our team. But thanks to basically Zirkzee, Diallo, and a little bit of Onana for the saves, Christian Eriksen for one of the assists, just yeah. UK people, am I correct in thinking that the Brighton match isn't on telly? What, like our match versus Brighton, or the actual Brighton match that they just played? Thing is, Eric, there is no way I want to be in that Conference League next season. I don't want to be in it either. I don't want to be in the Conference League. I don't want to be, but you know what? Like, I don't want to be in a I don't want to be in a relegation battle. What spot goes to the Conference League anyway? Is it what place goes to the Conference League? Is it 8th or 7th? Or some shit like that. I forgot what 7 and 8. Is 7 and 8? Why? I thought Chelsea was the only one that's in it. So, and I thought that was because they finished in a certain place. Yeah, I don't want to be there either. I think that's bad. So, but Manuel Ugarte, what are we giving Ugarte? I'd probably give him a 6. Kobe. I don't know. Or maybe I give Ugarte a 5.5. Kobe, I'd probably give him a 5.5. Fives is bad tonight. But Kobe was bad tonight. Kobe was bad tonight. Was bad tonight. We lost this. Yeah, I would agree with that. We didn't really have oh, you said no Ugarte. Ugarte was bad. Well, I mean, he got subbed off too. So, I think at the beginning he had what seemed like a decent, Kobe 5.5. Yeah, I think the two midfield today, I think they were they were below par. I would say both of them, which kind of led to us not being able to do as much as we probably should have. But again, this is what I'm saying. Like, we don't have enough depth there. We don't have enough depth. In terms of the the depth that I would like to have. Ugarte and Manu have both just played like the last 3 games together. And by the time we've gotten to this game, they've fallen off a little bit. And maybe we need somebody that, like, Collier come in and done good, and Eriksen came in and whatever. But I don't know how you could start you. I don't know. You can't start Eriksen. You can't start really fucking Casemiro, because they don't got legs. And we're gonna have to rotate Ugarte and Manu. We can't play them every. Manu was dead, and this is what I'm saying. Like, we can't play them every game. And they're gonna suffer because of this. You know, they're gonna suffer because of this. So we gotta figure that out. Lyle says Conference League from the league gets 1 spot. Carabao Cup winner gets 2 playoffs. Us winning the FA Cup knocked Chelsea in and Newcastle out of Europe. Oh yeah, I remember that. So what does that mean exactly? Like, for this season? Like, what position do we have to finish in to not get there? Because I don't want to be there. Like, obviously, if we win the Europa League, we go to the Champions League. If we win the FA Cup, that brings us into the Europa League. Let's finish the player ratings as well. Mazawari, probably a 5. Bruno, 5 as well. X says it means we are fucked. We will qualify for nothing. They will have to sell academy players. That's not very good. Well, if we win, hold on. We don't need to worry about our league position this year because the Europa League is out. Well, if we win the Europa League or we win the FA Cup, I'm pretty sure that does something, no? Bruno 5, says Richard. And Mazawari 5, which I agree with. Garnacho also probably gonna give him a 5. Reverted back to, you know, selfishness. Was frustrating. It looked like his head was halfway in Napoli. I don't really understand you know, what was going on there. Rasmus Højlund, I would also give him probably a 5. Harry Maguire, 6. Bobby Collier, 6. Christian Eriksen, you're getting a 6.5 for the beautiful assist. Yeah. Anthony, I mean, I'm gonna be real, Anthony. You're probably gonna get a 5. I mean, I could probably give you a 2 for the fucking missing the tap in, but I don't know. Yeah. You know, he missed a bloody tap in. And I don't know where he was trying to kick the ball, but I don't know. Toby, yeah, Toby will give a 6. Richard says Toby 6. Yeah, why not? And Eriksen gets the extra 0.5 for an assist. And a beautiful pass as well. And Joshua Zirkzee, I want to give Joshua Zirkzee probably Anthony gives a 5. Joshua Zirkzee, I'd probably give him a 6.5 or a 7. I think he came on, had a good impact. 6.5, says Richard. And Ruben Amorim, we're gonna give him, you know what? We'll probably just give him a 6. Because I think the way he set us up, lined us up, wasn't good enough, but I think he sort of tried to rectify it as the match went on. No, I don't think he held the ball way too long. I think he was doing a good job of trying to hold the ball up, which we weren't able to do. And the link-up play was actually pretty good. I don't know. maybe I'm just overhyping Zirkzee's play because Rasmus's play was in that regard wasn't good. So therefore Zirkzee made looked better than he actually was. But I think Zirkzee coming on changed the game in a certain aspect. The creative outlet seemed to be a lot better. So, but Ruben, I think for today, listen, we were playing literally the worst team in the league. I think the lineup that he started with just didn't work the way that maybe he thought it could have. I think the changes he made helped with improvements. Although it probably still wasn't enough because it seemed like it was lacking. But we had, you know, Amad Diallo basically wanting to do Amad Diallo things. Obviously, our man of the match and overwhelmingly man of the match is going to be Amad Diallo. Hat-trick in 12 minutes. What happened to Garner's neck? What happened to his neck? Something happened to his neck. I didn't see nothing. Ruben Amorim has on speaking with Sir Jim Ratcliffe after the game, because apparently they have spoken to each other. Ruben Amorim said, "I had 5 minutes to talk about different things. The result helped the conversations. I know the fans want to see much better football than this, but we need time," says Ruben Amorim. Apparently, Ruben Amorim has spoken to Sir Jim Ratcliffe right directly after the match. Sir Jim Ratcliffe was at the match, so was Sir David Brailsford. Ruben Amorim also saying, in the first half, we were late on every ball, and we pressed too high. They hurt us between the lines. It's different to Liverpool and Arsenal. You have to stretch the team. Lenny was always one-on-one with more spaces to cover. We suffered. I have to understand why we suffer more in some games. Ruben Amorim said Ugarte was really tired from the first minute. You could see when he ran for the ball. I have to help players. Sometimes we are tired, not just the body, but the mind. Ruben Amorim also saying, if we look at all the opportunities, I think we deserve to win, but there is a lot to improve. Well, we did have a significant amount of shots later on in the game, but in the way we played the match, I don't think we didn't play in the manner of that we like controlled and dominated them like we should have in that fact that we deserve to win. I don't, as a team performance as a whole through 90 minutes, I don't think we actually played in a manner where I would say that we deserve to win. I don't think we necessarily did. We had certain amount of opportunities that were created, but for sure, no. I think on that point, that's probably the first time I've disagreed with Ruben Amorim on something that he said post match. Now he might be analyzing, the amount of opportunities we had, and he might want to walk away from that and say that we deserve to win. But in the overall grand schemes of things, I mean, he still said there's a lot to improve, and of course there is, because we weren't good tonight. Ruben Amorim, on what he said to Amad Diallo in the locker room, he said I told him nothing. He has to rest, eat well. We need him on Sunday. He did a very good job, but he has to focus on the next game because this one is already in the past. And he's not wrong. The severity of how quick these games are, it was very good. That he did what he did, but we are gonna need him again to go again. Amorim also saying, Ahmad did a good job, but he still has a lot of improvement to make. He played in a different position today. The last goal was similar to the one against Everton. He did a good job. Amad Diallo has scored 6 and assisted 5 in the 1,009 minutes that he has played in all competitions under Ruben Amorim so far. That's a goal or assist every 92 minutes on average, which means that he is literally scoring a goal or getting an assist every single game, which is a fantastic stat. Yeah, what happened to Garnacho's neck? Was there a punch up in the dresser? He had a red line. I'm looking for the photo. I haven't seen it. Maybe Amorim kicked the boot. I don't think we played shit. We were complacent. I mean, maybe. Line says, I'm so looking forward to the Rangers game. Fun fact, last hat trick for United in the league was 16th of April, 2022. Cristiano Ronaldo against Norwich. Well, that is a nice fun fact, actually. And now it's Amad Diallo against Southampton at home at Old Trafford. January 16th, on a Thursday. Amorim said, I wasn't surprised by Southampton. I knew the coach was putting in a lot of intensity. His style is known in Italy. They were strong in the duels in the first half, but in the second half, they lost energy, and we took advantage of that. The most important thing right now is to win, and that's what we did. And that part I will agree with. In the overall large concept of things, the most important thing is that somehow we get fucking 3 points, and somehow we win matches. I'm going to take that over probably exceptional displays. Obviously, we like exceptional displays because they instill more confidence in the team and the players and the project and the manager. But at the overall grand scheme of things, I guess the biggest positive that we could take today is that we got 3 points and we got a win. And that we moved from 15th place to 12th place, and we're gonna need some more of them. So, Richard says he's trying to get tickets for that Ranger game. Well, good luck. I hope you get some. Yeah, that's probably gonna be an insane atmosphere. So, United versus Rangers, English versus Scotland. Looking for some other stuff. I'm gonna have to rewatch those goals. That was a crazy 12 minutes. It was almost like it happened so fast. It was like in the blink of an eye. It didn't even like go into my brain properly. And I'm over here worrying about the stream and all that stuff. So, he has the same responsibility. Amorim Ahmad says he has the same responsibility as every player who plays for Manchester United. He is in a great moment, and he is having a very good season. We see this in the past with a lot of players in our squad, so he has to continue to work and play like that. You know. Oh, they disrespected Lisandro Martinez. Very I just realized that. Anyway, um Amorim said on Ahmad, all the players in this team have the same responsibility. He doesn't have to step up. That thing will appear if he does the work. If he trains well, good things are going to happen, which they are happening. So I assume that he is training well, and he is doing the work. Because good things keep happening from Amad Diallo. And somebody puts out a good point. that Ericsson isn't the answer, because he doesn't have the legs anymore, which I agree with. But that one pass, the pass that he gave to Ahmad, should be a lesson. Um, Play it first time and quickly, and we'll get way more chances. Too many touches and delay, from Bruno, etc. today. And that's something that I agree with the team, like from the team. Like sometimes we take too many touches, we delay way too much. From Bruno and our other players, and we need to play it faster. We need to play it quicker, and it'll lead to more chances, more opportunities. So, Amad Diallo says, this is perhaps one of the best weeks of my life. I am very happy with this victory. I bet you are. And as you should be. Congratulations to Amad Diallo. Fantastic player. And we are very, very lucky that we have him on our squad right now. And Ahmad said, I am ready to play every position where the manager likes to put me. I am ready to fight for this club. I am so happy to play where the manager wants me to play, and I am so happy to score a hat-trick. And, just on Ahmad, he literally plays like that. Like, Ahmad, I've been saying that for weeks. And Ahmad don't have to do an interview for me to know that from Ahmad, because I see it when Ahmad plays on the pitch. Ahmad doesn't have to speak to tell us that he's ready to play every position where the manager puts him, and that he's ready to fight for this club, and that he's happy to play where the manager wants him to play. You can literally see it in the way he plays. I've been saying this for weeks about this kid. Like, that's literally how he plays. That's literally how he carries himself. We need more people that are like that. We need more that have talent, but also a great attitude and a great mentality. A team player with a team effort. Somebody that cares about this club deeply. We don't have enough of them. We don't have enough of them, in my opinion. Who disrespected our butcher? So, let me see if I pull it up. TNT has disrespected our butcher. TNT has disrespected our butcher. Because TNT has put this. I don't know if you can see that. This was before the match started. Do you see what we're looking at? Do you see the disrespect for Lisandro Martinez? Or have you not seen it? Because it took me like 2 glances, and then I realized it. Because I was looking at something else. Because they didn't say anything about Lisandro specifically. They just said, this can't be real. And I'm looking for what can't be real. Yes, they've disrespected our guy. Because he is short. They put him smaller than Mateus de Ligt and Lenny Euro. I don't, absolute disgrace from TNT Sports. You bastards. I'm not happy about that. In anyway. But that is who disrespected our butcher. So yeah, South Africa is. Oh yeah. So I don't think there's anything else. No Manchester United player has more direct goal involvements in the Premier League this season than Ahmad, which is 10. There was something about. Onana was superb tonight. Yes, he was. There was something about Amad Diallo, 22 years and 189 days, becomes the second youngest Manchester United player to score a Premier League hat-trick, only behind only Wayne Rooney, who was 21 years and 4 days, who did it versus Bolton. So, Ahmad joining a list of people there. And Ahmad is the first Manchester United player to score a Premier League hat-trick since Ronaldo in 2022, which was pointed out by Lyle. There was something about Ahmad scoring a hat-trick as an African player, which I can't seem to find, which I wanted to find because I think that's cool. Paul Scholes and Amad Diallo says he's the only player who can take credit from this game. And I actually agree with Paul. I mean, okay, not the only player, but he's like one of the 3 or 4 players. You know, you're talking out of a squad of like 20 something players, or whoever played 15, 16, 17 players. He's like, he's the one that takes the most credit, and he's like one of the only. You know, maybe there's like 2 or 3 other players. So yeah. I don't see that stat though. I don't know what they did with it. And that was his first the career, yes. So Ahmad, congratulations to Ahmad. No, we're not talking about Brexit. Listen, guys, it was a good show. We're gonna get out of here because I don't want these things to run on too long anyway. Tomorrow is Friday. We'll probably do a show tomorrow, a new show. We'll probably do it, you know, at around anywhere from 7 to 8 p.m. UK time, which is 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern time for me. Lion says he has a question / recommendation for the stream. Fire away. Go ahead. I'm just doing the little outro, so don't worry about it. Fire away. But yes, Friday tomorrow we'll do a stream. Tomorrow we'll do probably a topical news thing. There's probably going to be some updates about Garnacho, and you know, maybe Rashford and et cetera, et cetera. So we'll look to see what comes out of that. We'll do that. There's obviously then the match against the match against Brighton, which is going to be on Sunday. And it's going to be, well, an early one for me, which is 9 a.m. It'll be like midday for the rest of you or so. So we'll be doing a Red Devil recap after that. And yeah, we'll be back live tomorrow. If you guys want to keep the same energy, because you guys have been fantastic lately with this sort of stuff, after I finish the video, go down below the video, leave some comments, you know, whatever you want to leave. Usually Grace gives us a good side topic, inside joke type of thing to comment. I don't think she's here with us right now, so I also want to say shout out to Stephanie, because Stephanie joined in the beginning of the watch along. She went to the pub, but she stopped by before she went to the pub and just, you know, gave us a little bit of a shout out. So shout out to Stephanie as well. Hopefully she had a good time at the pub. And Lyle says, as Lyle all importantly said, folks, don't forget to leave a comment after the show. Helps the channel a lot. It does help the channel a lot, so thank you for that. Oh, final bit of news. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the new Besiktas head coach. Well, good luck to him. I didn't know that was gonna happen. But yeah, apparently Solskjaer has gotten a new job as Besiktas head coach in Turkey. So good for him. Getting back to management. Wish him the best of luck. Hopefully he does good. Lion says, what do we think of a nostalgia stream, like best United team voted by us? We could probably incorporate it into a stream at some point. Why not? For sure, we could do probably one of those. We could make it part of a stream. I don't think we should make it the whole stream, right? But I think we can make it into a part of a stream. For sure, where we could devote, you know, a good maybe 15-20 minutes out of a stream, you know, a nice little slice out of the stream, and then and do something like that. We could do it, you know, one day. Why not? Richard says, tomorrow is my beer day. Well, any day with a Y in it is my beer day. That's every day. Wait, is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So yeah, that's every day. Primera. Yeah, Primera, we could do that. Why not? Elias says a segment on a show would be cool. Abdullah Erwan has come in here and said breaking Napoli are set to submit an increased offer for Alejandro Garnacho from Alfredo Padula. Big up yourself, 53 million. Well, I'm gonna go check that out. Before we get out of here. Yes, 6 minutes ago. Napoli are set to submit an increased offer for Alejandro Garnacho, and that has come from Alfredo Padula, as Abdullah Erwan has let us know. So big up yourself and thank you for that, for coming in here and giving us that update. And I would assume, you know, that I think that he's going to be sold. I don't want him to be sold. I still think that there's a young player there with high potential. But I just think that they're gonna. I just think that they're gonna sell him. I mean, an hour ago, from David Ornstein and Laurie Whitwell, Napoli have contacted Manchester United for Alejandro Garnacho, but the club are not actively looking to sell him. And the figures Napoli have mentioned so far are from the value that would make the club think. So I don't really know. That was an hour ago. Seeing to see if something else pops up, because sometimes, usually, shit like that. Yeah, just basically, Napoli have contacted Manchester United for Garnacho, but the club are not actively looking to sell him. And the figures Napoli have mentioned so far are far from the value that would make the club think. That's coming from David Ornstein and Laurie Whitwell. That's quite a significant update. I think Manchester United. I don't think Manchester United are necessarily looking to sell him. I think, as part of the policy that they had prior, everybody is kind of nobody is technically off the table, even though they're not technically looking to sell players like Garnacho or Ameno. If you want to make an offer for them, you can make an offer, and we'll hear it out, or at least review it, or something like that. I think Napoli are definitely interested in Garnacho. I think they want Garnacho. I think Manchester United are basically saying that we don't really want to sell him. If you're going to make some type of offer, it has to be anywhere between 60 million or higher. And Napoli are basically trying to say that, like, well, we don't believe that he's worth 60 million. We'll offer you 40. And United are like, yeah, that's not really worth our time. Either up the bid or leave us alone. I would say, I would be pushing for 70 if we're even going to sell him. But I would look, I would be pushing for 70, 80 million, based off of age, Premier League experience, potential, and the fact that probably if he goes to Italy, he's probably going to do good. He's going to get a 5-year contract, and they would be able to sell him for, over 50, 60, 70 million in about 2 to 3 years' time. So, yeah, but I wouldn't like to sell him in January either. What's annoying me is that Amorim has taken Rashi out of the team, but we don't have a replacement for him. Well, I mean, to be fair, Rashford has taken himself out of the team as well. You know what I mean? So it's not just Amorim. Amorim made a decision. Rashford had a reaction to it. And Rashford has reacted in a way that is not going to help him get back in. So, it is what it is. Hopefully we could sell him and move him on so that maybe we can get somebody in. We have a couple people lined up, as sort of replacements, but that's not going to happen unless we get some movement. Unless we get some movement with players. So, there's one or two players that are probably ready to come in if Rashford goes and if Anthony goes. We could bring them in. But until those players go, we're not gonna, nobody's gonna come in. So, yeah. Richard says Marcus is gone no matter what. Well, I think he's made up his mind on that, and I think we've kind of made up our mind on that as well. So I'm over it. He can go. As far as I'm concerned, he's already gone. He hasn't been part of the squad in how many matches now? We play without him, and it is what it is. The only thing that I want is for him to go so we could wrap it up and we could get somebody else. And we could add to the squad and we could all, move on from that. So, no, we do need somebody to replace him. There's a list. We have a list. There's a list. Those players won't come to Manchester United until we move the other players. So, a player like Anthony, a player like Casemiro, a player like Rashford, et cetera, et cetera. Until these players are actually sold or moved on, or loaned out with an option to buy or whatever it is, the players on the list that we have, you won't see them at Manchester United until that happens. So, that's and that's fine. Actually, you're allowed to care for Rashford forever. I like Rashford very much as well. I think the best course of action is actually for Marcus Rashford to go and play somewhere else. I think it's best for him. I think it's best for his career. I wish him the best of luck. I don't hate Marcus Rashford in any way. I don't wish Marcus Rashford any ill will. It is what it is. Our manager made a judgment call. He's responded to what the manager has done in a certain way. I do fully believe that Amorim hasn't. I don't think Amorim 100% forced him out. I think Amorim made a call and called him out for something, and Rashford turned around and basically said that I quit. So again, if you have somebody that decides they want to quit, there's not much to work with there. So it is what it is. I would love Rashford to stay. I think we all would, but the see you next Tuesday needs to pull his socks up. Listen, we're gonna get out of here. I gotta go eat dinner. It's late. I don't even know why some of you are still awake. Go to sleep. Get some rest. Listen, it was good. It was a good show. Thank you guys for the support. Do remember, please, if you guys want to help, as you've been doing so gratefully, and so fantastic, get in the comments after I end the show. Write whatever you like, whatever you do. They've been really good, really great. We'll probably speak tomorrow. We'll do a Friday kind of vibe show. And yes, it was a very good stream. Two good streams. Thank you guys for your support on both streams. And thank you to anybody that's new, that's subscribed. I gotta get a live subscription ticker. We'll get that in. But we will speak tomorrow. I'll see all of you. Enjoy the rest of your nights. Be good, everybody, and stay safe. And thank you for the support. And thank you, for the super chats and all that stuff. You guys have been really fantastic. So, we'll speak tomorrow. Everybody enjoy your night. Be good. When's the call in? Hopefully by next week we'll have that ready to go. I'm working on it. I have the thing created. There's some things I need to sort out. But the thing is there, so hopefully we'll get it by next week. Yes, by the end of next week, it should be good to go. So yes. Until tomorrow though, everybody take care. We will speak very, very soon. Have a good one. You said next week last week. No. I said in the next 2 weeks. So this week and then next week. So by next week, by the end of next week, we should be good to go. So hopefully by the weekend match for the Premier League, we'll have some sort of a call-in for that show. So Lyle has given us the secret comment, the secret inside joke comment that only we're gonna know, and that is comment your favorite fruit. So comment some things about Manchester United, about the match, opinions, thoughts, whatever, Amorim, players, and then as a inside joke at the very bottom, give us your favorite fruit at the end of your comment as well. Thank you guys. Be good. And I'm actually leaving for real this time. So thank you guys, and we will speak tomorrow. Everybody be good, be safe, stay